Everyone has an opinion on this one. Your parents say buy. The internet says rent and invest the difference. And both sides are sure the other one is throwing money away. So let's stop guessing. Meet Ryan and Alex. Same age, same city, same budget, and the exact same $72,000 saved. Ryan rents and invests every dollar he doesn't spend. Alex buys the house. Each one is convinced he made the smart move, but neither of them ever ran the numbers past month one. So we did. Rent increases, mortgage interest, hidden costs, opportunity cost, all of it. And here's what nobody tells you. With today's rates, after just 5 years, one of them is quietly building wealth, and the other is slowly bleeding it. The twist? It's probably not the one you'd bet on. Let's keep this completely fair. No tricks, no cherry-picked city, no fantasy returns, just the real numbers. Both Ryan and Alex start with the exact same $72,000. Same city, same kind of home. Alex buys a $400,000 house, pretty close to today's national median. He puts 60,000 down and 12,000 in closing costs. That's his entire 72,000 gone on day one. That leaves him with a $340,000 mortgage at 6.5%. His mortgage payment? About $2,142 a month just for principal and interest. Ryan rents a comparable place for $2,200 a month in a city where that's realistic. But here's the one rule that decides everything. Ryan invests his full 72,000 right away and never touches it. That's the catch we'll come back to. On day one, Alex looks like the genius. He owns something real. He can see it, touch it. Meanwhile, Ryan? He just rents. To everyone around him, he's the one wasting money. And for the first few years, it really looks that way. When something breaks in Ryan's place, he just calls the landlord. Broken furnace, leaking roof. Not his problem, not his money. His only real costs, rent, a little renter's insurance, and his utilities. That's it. And that 72,000 he invested? It's quietly going to work. Alex, on the other hand, is about to meet the part nobody warns you about. Because owning that house, it costs far more than the mortgage. Remember that 12,000 in closing costs? It's already gone. Spent before Alex even unpacks a single box. Now look at his very first mortgage payment, $2,142. Here's the part that hurts. Almost none of it pays down his house. About 86% of that payment goes straight to the bank, as interest. Only about $300 actually chips away at what he owes. That interest, it vanishes, exactly like rent. Nobody just calls it that. But the mortgage is only the beginning. The real costs are hiding. Property taxes, home insurance, maintenance. And because he put less than 20% down, PMI. Add it all up and Alex isn't paying $2,142 a month. He's really paying around $3,365. Ryan, he's paying $2,200. Alex is spending over $1,000 more every single month. So Alex pays way more to own almost nothing yet. And that extra 1,000 a month? That's where the real story begins. Here's what almost nobody actually calculates. The hidden cost. That extra 1,000 plus Alex spends every month, it's just gone. But Ryan doesn't spend it. He invests every dollar of that gap. And this is the whole game. Alex's money buys bricks. Ryan's money buys more money. Alex's house grows slowly. And every month, it demands more from him. Ryan's portfolio does the opposite. It grows on its own while he sleeps. That's compounding. Boring at first, then almost unfair. Over 5 years, with that gap invested every single month, Ryan's money quietly starts pulling away. So at this point, it looks obvious. Ryan wins easily. But that's exactly where most people get it wrong. Because Alex has a weapon Ryan simply doesn't have. It's called leverage. And it quietly changes the entire math. Ryan invested 72,000. So his money only grows on 72,000. But Alex? He used that same 72,000 to control a $400,000 asset. So when that house rises 3.5%, on paper he's not earning it on 72,000. On paper, his wealth grows on the full 400,000. That's leverage. His money is working on a much bigger number than Ryan's ever could. And there's a second weapon. Alex's payment never moves. Ryan's rent does. Alex pays the same $2,142 in year 1, year 10, year 30. Frozen. But Ryan's rent climbs every year. 2,200 becomes 2,500, then over 3,000. So the longer this runs, the more the math swings back toward Alex. So now we've got a real fight. Ryan's compounding versus Alex's leverage. So after 5 years, who actually wins? So let's run it. 5 years in, real numbers. Start with Alex. His house has been climbing. At 3.5% a year, it's now worth about $475,000. Sounds like a big win. But he doesn't keep all of that. He still owes the bank about $318,000 on the mortgage, and selling isn't free. Agent fees and closing costs eat about 7%, $33,000 gone. When the dust settles, Alex actually walks away with about $124,000. Not bad at all. Now let's look at Ryan. His 72,000 plus that gap invested every month, compounding at around 10%. His portfolio is now sitting at about 193,000. Side by side, it's not even close. 193 versus 124. Ryan is ahead by nearly $70,000 after just 5 years, and his money is liquid. Alex's is locked inside 4 walls. So Ryan wins. Case closed, right? Not so fast, because if we let this run to year 15, everything starts to flip. Now, if I stopped here and just said rent wins, I'd be lying to you, because everything you just saw flips the moment you stretch the timeline. Those selling fees that crushed Alex at 5 years, spread over 20, they barely matter. Alex's mortgage stays frozen, but Ryan's rent, it just keeps climbing year after year. Somewhere around year 15, the lines cross, and from there, Alex pulls ahead and never looks back. By year 30, Alex makes his last payment. He lives for free. Ryan still pays rent, forever. And one honest thing, we gave Ryan a 10% return. That's the historical average, not a promise. Some years are negative, and if Ryan earns less, Alex wins even sooner. Alex also gets tax perks. He can sell his home and pay zero tax on huge gains. But here's the part that ruins it for most renters. The whole plan has one catch. Ryan only wins if he actually invests that gap, every month, without ever touching it. And let's be real, most people don't. That extra cash quietly disappears into a nicer life. And a renter who doesn't invest the difference, he doesn't beat Alex, he loses to everyone. So this was never really about renting versus buying. It's about something nobody puts on a thumbnail. So after all of that, who was right? Ryan or Alex? The honest answer? Neither. Because that was never really the question. The real trap was never renting, and it was never buying. It's deciding without running your numbers. Picking a side from a headline, a podcast clip, or something your uncle said at dinner, because the real answer comes down to just 2 questions only you can answer. 1. How long will you stay? Under 5 years, renting almost always wins. 2. Are you actually disciplined? If you won't invest the difference, just buy the house. Answer those honestly, and you'll know, long before you ever run the numbers past month 1. Now, say you've made your choice on the house. There's a car in that driveway too. Paying cash feels obvious. Smart even. But the math on that one might genuinely surprise you. So before your next big money decision, ask yourself one thing. Did I actually include everything? Because the only answer that matters is the one that includes everything. Quick thing before you go. If this changed how you see the rent versus buy debate, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find the real math. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. We're running the cash versus finance car math. And tell me in the comments, what's your timeline, and are you actually investing the difference?